Many people complain more often about new generation. They use more rude words. They're very rude. They're not polite anymore. A lot of them suffer to hear the word that is not polite, not good, because we were trained that we have to be polite. We have to be nice to each other. And then suddenly, more and more new generation start to use very rude words as normal in their life. Many people suffer. Many people hate it. Many people unhappy about this thing. Actually, it is a new culture. Rude words culture. It's rude culture. It's growing. Actually, it's not new thing. It's in the world for a long, long time. But we don't know it. In the past, we have no media. We have no freedom. We have no access to media. When people say something bad, when people use rude words, we did not hear it. But now, because of the internet, it makes everybody access to the media easily. Now we can see many things on the media full of very rude words. Even songs, art, or many things, they express something very rude. Why we have this culture growing? That's because of the rude words. It come from the oppression of people. People were oppressed a long time, and then they have no choice. We feel like we have a lot of freedom. We have freedom to talk. We have freedom to compete in the business way. But we don't have freedom to live. People suffer a lot in the past. So only people who used to be slaves, they feel bad. They feel no freedom. They feel oppressed. But now, most of people in the world were oppressed. We're like a slave all over the world. Most of people grew up with no freedom at all. When they were kids, they were forced to study seriously when they are only 3 years old. They have to disconnect from family, go to preschool, go to kindergarten, go to university. They don't like it, but they have to go. But after that, they need to work. They need to work in the way that they don't like to do it. So most of people don't have a chance to do what they like to do in their life. But we feel like we have a lot of freedom. But we don't have freedom really. We have only freedom to compete in the business way. Even we say it's freedom, but it's not fair. It's freedom. Everybody have a chance to fight, to compete. But everybody are not equal, are not the same. Even we use the word free trade. Free business is democracy, something like that. But when people are different, they have to fight, they have to compete to each other. It's not fair. Some people so rich, they need to do business, compete with the farmer who don't have anything, only debt in their hand. Is that fair? Even when we play sport, we try to make it fair. When we play soccer, when we play basketball, we need to divide into 2 teams. Each team need to make it look equal so they can fight. That's what we call fair. But in the business world, there's nothing fair, but we call freedom or free trade. That's why the people who have a lot of money just take as much as they can, take advantage from other people. So other people were forced to work hard to support the rich people. Actually, this is the way we rob the whole world. We rob them, we rob people. But how to make robbing become something that everybody accepted? We use law or regulation to make it look good. Everybody accept that. But it's tricky. It's not fair in there. That's why so many people suffer. When we suffer, we don't know what to do. We have no choice, nowhere to go. Because everything, they create the system to control us completely. We cannot express our suffering. We cannot express what we were oppressed for a long time. So what we can do, just use the bad word, rude word. That's the only way we can express it. So when people say some rude word a lot, until now it become new culture in the society. That means we were oppressed so much. Rude word is indicator of people who suffer. Because everybody want to get accepted from the society. Nobody want other people to hate them. They don't want to say the bad word. They don't want to do some bad thing. But when there's no choice, they have to do it. They have to say, they have to shouting, they have to do something strong to express their feeling that they suffer so much. That's why there's so many people who use rude words. The song, a lot of song, there's a lot of rude word. Even art, dancing or art, painting or anything, movie, it's a lot of things full of rude words or violence thing. Rude word is violence. It's one form of violence that we can express it. To understand this thing, I think it will help us to feel okay, to be able to live with the new eras easily. Because if we don't understand this, we will think that these people are bad, they are so rude, they are so bad, they are not civilized. They need to be trained to be more civilized. That's the way that many people who don't understand them think about them. But it's not the solution, because the oppression is still there. Their lives still suffer. They have no real freedom in their life. Most of people have only freedom to compete in the business, compete to make money. So we don't have another way of freedom. We have no freedom to live. We need to work and make money. That's all we have, freedom. That's why people suffer so much. So to understand them, it helps us to feel relaxed. It helps us to try to understand the situation in the real way more. If not, we will blame them. They are bad, they are uncivilized, they are not polite. But actually it's everywhere in the world now. That's why it become new culture, rude culture, everywhere. We cannot avoid it. But we need to learn to understand it. I think that's the most important thing, to understand the cause of it, not just to try to solve the end of the problem. When we understand it, we'll love them. We feel better. We can think about how can we help to relieve this pain in our society, in our world. I think we need to prepare ourselves to study this topic more. If not, we will suffer because we will see a lot of things that we feel is not polite everywhere in the world. So, suffering, when it comes up to the peak, people can do anything.